Step 2. Dump both the green and brown materials into a designated compost bin or area.
And make sure they're evenly divided, 50% green and 50% brown.
Then mix and add water regularly to keep the mixture moist. After a few days, you will probably notice that the level in your compost bin has dropped a bit.
But that's to be expected, isn't it?
Yes, that's part of the composting process as the bin settles. You should try and keep the bin as full as possible by adding new materials. Step 3, turn and brown materials into a designated compost bin or area.
And make sure they're evenly divided, 50% green and 50% brown.
Then mix and add water regularly to keep the mixture moist. After a few days, you will probably notice that the level in your compost bin has dropped a bit.
But that's to be expected, isn't it?
Yes, that's part of the composting process as the bin settles. You should try and keep the bin as full as possible by adding new materials. Step 3, turn or stir your compost when you water every 7 to 10 days.
If the compost feels damp like a wet sponge, you'll know that you're mixing and managing it properly.
Step 4, before turning, make sure your compost remains hot. Normally, the temperature in the center of the compost bin should be between 120 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit.
Why is heat so important?
Because it kills weed seeds and keeps potentially harmful pests out of your compost bin.
Right. Weeds and pests are definite no-nos.
Absolutely. Remember to keep feeding your compost bin new materials.
And this is important because
the bin needs to stay full to keep the volume up. This helps keep the processing going and ensuring that the temperature stays elevated, and the larger mass helps retain heat better. Step 5. When your compost matures to a dark, crumbly brown and smells like fresh turned earth, it's time to harvest the organic soil conditioner. This usually takes about 3 to 6 months, but if you keep the bin full, you'll continually get material after that.
Okay, we all know by now that composting is ideal for lawns, flower beds, and vegetable gardens. But I'm sure some of our viewers are wondering if it can really make a world of difference to our overall environment.
Sue, it can make a big difference, and for some very good reasons. First off, composting fortifies your existing soil by helping it retain water and nutrients. Composting not only attracts earthworms, which aerate the soil, giving vegetation and crops a healthier environment to grow, but it keeps your lawns and gardens as natural as possible by reducing the use of fertilizers and pesticides.
And let's not forget that composting contributes valuable microorganisms which can help make nutrients more available to plants. This results in lush lawns, thriving flowers, and hardy vegetables. Well, it certainly seems to be working around here. This groundwork looks pretty darn good.
Most certainly does, but it can only be as good to us as we are to it, which is why composting is so important to the health and vitality of not just the yards and gardens, but to the general environment as well.
Good point, because beyond beautiful lawns and gardens, composting is beneficial for so many other reasons. Believe it or not, our yard and food waste accounts for over 20% of the trash we throw away every day. That's a tremendous strain on our already overburdened landfills. But by remembering to recycle our greens and browns and feeding them to a healthy bin of backyard compost, we can significantly reduce the amount of trash we send to the landfill.
There's another benefit to composting we shouldn't overlook. Composting helps our lawns, plants, and natural vegetation absorb large amounts of rainwater, which reduces runoff that can carry contaminants and pollutants to our beaches and oceans.
Composting does make a world of difference in protecting our environment, while at the same time allowing us to enhance, beautify, and enjoy greener, healthier yards and gardens. So there you have it, the not-so-secret secret to having a lush lawn and a thriving garden. It's called compost, and you can make it cheaply and easily right in your own backyard.
It's naturally organic, has no harmful chemicals, and can make a world of difference, not only in your yard and garden, but in the environment in general.
So give it a try. It's easy, it's affordable, and it's just one of the techniques featured in the Countywide Smart Gardening Program. So for greener, healthier lawns and gardens, think smart.
And get with the program.
It'll go a long way in making this good earth of ours a whole lot better.
The Smart Gardening Program, providing simple practices to help you develop healthy and beautiful lawns and gardens. With your involvement, we can make a world of difference. For more information about the Smart Gardening Program, call 1-888-CLEAN-LA or visit the website at www.smartgardening.com. Call or log on today to discover how you can think smart and get with the program.